like to call upon king of today's meeting, our program coordinator, Toastmaster Satish Menon, for his keynote speech. Toastmaster Satish Menon is one of the co-founder of Third Wire Solutions Private Limited, an IT solutions and service organization established in the year 1995 with 5 individuals and now close to 600 plus resources. He has been a Toastmaster since 2013 and he has risen up the ranks from a club level to area, division, and district. He has been a star area director and a president district division director. He has been the conference co-chair for Reverberation 2017 and co-conference chair for Ovation 2019. He was the club growth director for District 82 last year, and now he is the program quality director for District 120. It is our privilege to welcome our program quality director Satish Menon for the motivating speech. The screen is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, MCs, and a very good afternoon to everyone present here. Am I visible and audible? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I take the silence. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I was told to speak about motivation, so what motivates Toastmasters. For that, before I begin, I just want to, each of you who are present here, I can see 26 participants, including me, just to type out in the chat window what made you join Toastmasters and what makes you stay with Toastmasters. Your opinions are 100% optional. Those who want to type in can type in. Those who don't want to can choose to remain silent. But I just want to know what made some of you join Toastmasters and what makes you stay on with Toastmasters. In the chat window. To learn public speaking, to mold our speech, career advancement, professional growth, gain friends, improve my skills, get rid of fear of public speaking, become confident, bold, explore the unexplored, get rid of fear of public speaking. Excellent. So you can see there is a variety of reasons why people join Toastmasters. And why they continue to stay in Toastmasters is because all of these, what we have talked about, most of us have not yet achieved it. Or even if we have achieved it, we feel that we should do better and better at it. Because this is the only forum that allows you to come and repeat something over and over. No other forum in the world will give you that option. Which is very true, because in my 8 years or 9th year of Toastmastering now, I get asked by people, why did you join Toastmasters? I said, I didn't join because I needed anything. I joined because my organization needed it. Not that I was afraid of speaking in public. Not that I had a fear of going and speaking up to strangers. I didn't have any of that. In fact, I could stand up and speak on any topic which I don't even know, which in Toastmasters parlance is called table topics. But when you are in marketing, you can learn that the hard way in your professional life. But I joined because my organization needed it. And then when I go and speak to different people, I find that everybody has their own unique reasons of why they came into Toastmasters. So much so that when I met a person in the US, he's been a Toastmaster for almost 40 years. And he was suffering from terminal cancer. And he says that he goes to Toastmasters meetings every day, every week rather, because he feels that he's learning something new. And so out of curiosity, asked him, how much have you progressed in the leadership journey in Toastmasters? He says that I have never even been an area director. He says, not because I contested and I didn't go that way. I'm happy attending meetings, giving my speeches, completing my educational journey. That same convention, I met a person who has spent a decade or more in prison in the US. And when he got out of prison, for a lot of people, they would need professional psychiatric help. If you have spend almost the best years of your life inside a prison. But not this guy. What did he do? He now takes Toastmasters programs to all the prisons in the United States. In the US, Toastmasters has got a tie-up with the United States government where you can have Toastmasters club inside of the prisons. And this person's job is to take and do that. And he says a lot of people who are behind bars look forward to Toastmasters meetings because some of them who will eventually get released after some years. Some will not get released for their life, but some will get released after some years. So they said that it helps them to kind of better themselves when they sit in a meeting and they talk and they share their experiences. It helps them feel better and then they see that there is a future for themselves. So much so that when I came back and I was reading the autobiography of Rajat Gupta, for those of you who don't know Rajat Gupta, he was the ex-chair CEO of McKinsey and Company, who was again convicted of insider trading in the US and spent a year in prison in the US. Rajat Gupta's biography also mentions about he attending a Toastmasters meeting inside a prison in the US. So for this person, his calling in life, staying motivated was taking the message to others. Then I meet people who say, I've come here to improve my leadership journey. Some say the common thread that I get is, I've come here to get over my fear of public speaking. Some say I've come here to network because there is no other forum that gives you so much avenues for networking like Toastmasters. Even today in this era of online meetings, this is the best forum to network. Otherwise, where else can you sit in your house and network with a club in Cincinnati or a club in Madrid or a club in Melbourne? Only Toastmasters can give you that opportunity to do it. So it's different things for different people. But then what motivates to come back to team? Somebody who spent 35 years still comes back to the club. Somebody who spent 9 years still comes back. And people who take on leadership roles, mind you, these are not paying roles. These are all voluntary roles. If you are an area director or a division director or one of the trio or beyond that, nobody gets paid for doing this. But there are still people who devote time and energy to make this happen. And in Toastmasters, nobody is bound to listen to you. Unlike in a corporate world, where if you are the boss and the subordinate doesn't listen, it's very clear, right? The subordinate should know what is going to happen next. But here, that's not the issue. Here, nobody is bound to listen to you. So you are supposed to work with people and you are supposed to take everybody along with you, which itself is a skill that only Toastmasters will teach you. You have to work with people who are sometimes lesser in age and experience. You have to work under them. You can't say, hey, let your ego come up front and say, no, I will not work because I am almost 20 years older to that person, or I've got 35 years more of work experience compared to that person. If that person is in a role which is above you and you have to work in that under that person, you better do that. So it's a good forum that also teaches you to keep your ego outside when you walk into a room. So that also is a lot of motivation for some people. But more than that, I think it's the biggest reason of how to motivate people is to always ask yourself, what is the why of why you joined Toastmasters? Anybody who joined Toastmasters has come here with a specific purpose. None of us have come here because somebody fell on our feet and said, please join the club. We are running short of members. You are the last person to join. If you join, our club gets 5 DCP and we become distinguished. Nobody's here for that kind of charity. In fact, in today's world, if you want to do that charity, there are other means to do it. Not spend it on a Toastmasters club and not turn up for it. So if we are paying $90 every year, we know what we want to get out of Toastmasters. So for that, that is definitely something which all of us are clear of. Some people come in because they say my organization paid for it. So I'm here. 6 months later, the organization says we will not pay. The same person will say, oh, I'm not in Toastmasters because my organization is not paying. My question to them is, are you in Toastmasters because somebody else is paying for you? Then you need not be here. Same time, we see people from student clubs who are the forefront of District 120's Toastmasters journey. Look at all the student clubs in Tamil Nadu. They are at the forefront of memberships, renewals, new members, educational awards. They are all students. In fact, for most of them, their parents are paying that money. They don't get any subsidy, like 50% paid by the organization, 50% paid by the individual. 100% is being paid by their parents. And even in these days of pandemic, you can see the enthusiasm in the student clubs when they do their meeting online, which means that those students know of Toastmasters. They know the why of why they want to be here. So that is what is very important for each one of us. Why are we here in Toastmasters? 1 hour in a week we are spending in club meetings. Some clubs spend more than 1 hour. So 1 hour into 52 weeks, 52 hours of your 1 year's lifetime, you are devoting to Toastmasters, physically in the meetings. But if you add the other hours that you spend preparing, either as a speaker or as a role player or as an evaluator, that will add to almost another 20, 30 hours more. Imagine like close to approximately 100 hours is what you are devoting to your Toastmaster for your club. Now, if you take it outside your club, some of us who are active in the area what I want to go towards. I have seen so many speakers in Toastmasters, senior speakers who spent enough number of years in Toastmasters. They will not take up leadership roles because for them, it is only about contesting. They just want to do the contest. They want to become the next district champion and if possible, go beyond the district. Fair enough. That's what they are looking to do out of Toastmasters, but they are very clear in it. It's like in the Mahabharata when Arjun was asked, what do you see? I only see the eye of the fish. For them, it is very clear. It is only contest, nothing else. There are some who want to go the leadership path. Because for them, they are like, I want to get up from area, division, district, even beyond the district. If it is possible, I want to go. If not, I want to be the district extended team, or I want to do something for the club or the division area, or whatever. So that is their calling in life. And we're very clear about it. And I see some of them who are spending enough time doing it. Nothing wrong in it. They won't be too much active in their educational journey, but they are very much active in their leadership journey. And then there are some who will say, I just want to go to the club meeting. I want to attend my club meetings. And I want to be the ultimate guru when it comes to talking about evaluations. Or I want to be the master of evaluations. Or I want to be like what they would say as the Bhishma Pitamaha of the club. Everything that the club wants to know, they can come to me. It's like the Google of the club. So they are too much into processes and process and rule book and all of that, which also is good because we need those kind of people also. We need somebody who can teach people on the methods. We need people who can teach us on the process. So we need that kind of people also. And all these skills which I spoke about, leadership, speaking, being the master of everything, knowledge repository, being a good evaluator, all of that comes only by practice. This is not something which you can download from Google. So somebody has already done that, so let me download it, edit it, cut, paste, and say this is what it is. No. Because these are core human skills. These only come by practice. I cannot say that I'm a good speaker if I suddenly start speaking one day. And there is nothing called a good speaker or a bad speaker. It's always an individual's style of speaking. As long as I can get my message across to people, it doesn't matter how I speak. Some people say, oh, there are the 10 steps to becoming more effective. No. There is your style, is your own unique style. Like in the movies, they say Rajinikanth has his own style. Amitabh Bachchan has his own style. Dilip Kumar has his own style. MGR, Shivaji Ganeshan had their own style. So which style would you say is the best style? All of them are like, were superstars, are superstars. So there is no one style, but there is an effective way of getting your ideas across. That is different. If you want to go the leadership journey, obviously that involves a lot of networking. When you speak to people, connect with clubs, go outside of clubs, go outside of your area, go outside of your division, district. That also requires time, that also requires practice. To go outside of your club area, you have to turn up for club meetings. You have to turn up for area meetings. To go and give your speeches in other clubs. How do I get over my fear of public speaking? By standing up and speaking more and more in front of people. Standing in front and speaking more and more. What is Toastmasters? The ones who are in the middle are still here because they know that they're getting what they signed up for. So that's what motivates TM. Always should you know what is your why. Why? So do I become a good speaker after I spent 7 years in Toastmasters? No. I can still keep improving myself every day and day. And what is the success of me being best? When you go and speak outside and you can get people convinced to the way you speak or to your thinking. That is where you realize you are a good speaker. You can get your views across, not by doing theatrics on stage. That's slapstick comedy. That's not speaking. If you do a good evaluation and somebody benefits from it, then you know that, okay, you have developed the ability to listen as well as to speak. And doing a good evaluation is a good thing because that helps you even outside of Toastmasters. In your job, in personal life, if you have to give feedback, we have to give feedback to a lot of people, to people whom we work with, to our families. So that's a skill that you learn in Toastmasters. Networking in today's world, in an online world today, their ability to communicate is the only ability that will set you aside from the others. I always believe that technical skills can be got in plenty, but the communication skill or the leadership skill, that cannot be taught anywhere. That has only to be learned. There is no institute that offers a course in leadership. Even if they offered, you write the exam and you get 100%. That's all bookish knowledge. It is not a mathematical or a science equation or a theory which you can solve as A plus B the whole square. Leadership doesn't work that way. It is different for different situations because you are dealing with people here. You're not dealing with machines or you're not dealing with something that can be set and it works the way it is. So that only comes through experience, and that experience is something which Toastmasters teaches you. Being part of a club ExCom is what people talked about. That is the best place to learn and how to interact with people and how to get skills. You say how? A CEO is nothing but a president of the club, right? Or put it the other way around. Like Chennai Champions was formed 3 years back. It is still a successful club. Why? Because the club had a vision, the club had the right ExCom, the club had the right set of members and leaders who took it to where it is today. Similar to an organization, right? You start a company, so many companies fail. So many Toastmasters clubs start and so many Toastmasters clubs fail. There are very few who succeed. Why do they succeed? Because they have good set of leaders. And is everybody a born leader? No, we all learn. So that should be the motivating factor for someone. Networking, people talked about, explore the unexplored. That's also correct. When you meet new people, to learn new things. It depends upon what you want to learn, but you still end up learning. And it's your inquisitiveness that comes around. You meet somebody interesting, you meet somebody who's got your specializing in a particular skill which you want to know more about, you connect to that person, you learn something new. So that's all what Toastmasters gives you the avenues for. I've heard people say, oh, it takes too much of my time. 1 hour in a week cannot be too much. If you can spend 3 hours on Netflix, 1 hour in a week on Toastmasters is nothing. I would say it is just peanuts compared to your time. So that's what I would want to kind of leave you with, to say that understand what is your why. Because if you know what your why is, you will always feel motivated to come back. And if you don't know what your why is, identify what your why is supposed to be. And then you can see the difference that it makes, both to yourselves as an individual, also to the world around you, because people will start noticing that change. And when they start noticing that change is what you will also feel that you are bettering yourself as an individual. Thank you very much. Happy Toastmastering, and back to you, MCs.